Hey guys, how's it going? Ruben here from Themidnightgarage. So if you're familiar with this series, you've probably seen a white DC2 Integra Type R parked outside in our shops, probably in some of the shops. Well, today is actually the day that we're going to start with this project. And with starting it, I actually mean continuing it, because we've been going on for this project for quite a while now. It had been parked outside for, I don't know, I think 2 years now. And yeah, it didn't start. And personally, I wanted to make a video today because I thought the timing was off, and that was the reason why it wouldn't start. So I wanted to check the timing and correct it possibly and make a video about that today. But then Patrick said like, no, probably the fuel is low. So I filled up with some fuel and it started up right away. So that was the case. I thought it stopped again a bit later, and it turns out that the fuel pressure regulator doesn't work properly. So if I prime it 10 times or something, then it works. But if I don't prime it enough, it doesn't work. So I will have to replace the fuel pressure regulator. So when we first got the car, Patrick traded his old R32 Skyline in for this 96 spec Integra. And even though the Skyline wasn't a GTR but a GTST, I still think it's a pretty questionable deal. But Patrick is pretty happy with it, and that's the most important thing. So let's talk about what has been done so far. Well, the engine has had a minor revision. It has a different header. And it also has a Mugen intake. We got that ourselves. We've imported it. It was quite expensive. It has an MSD ignition, Cusco brace, a brake stopper actually. It has a cooling plate and a bigger radiator for extra cooling power. I currently think it has a bit too much cooling power because it takes quite a while to heat up. I took the wheel off to show you guys some of the suspension work that has been done to it. Well, don't mind the rust because, like I said, the car has been parked for quite a while. But the entire brake system has been updated from a 96 spec Integra Type R to a 98 spec. So there's 282mm brakes up front. Most of the suspension has been reworked and rebuilt, like you can see of this nut. Pretty much everything is new nowadays. Well, it was new a couple of years ago and it hasn't been driven that much. It has a camber kit from Bully Club front and rear. It has a nice traction bar. So everything is pretty much adjustable. The coilover set is from D2. And as wheels are just as important, it's currently rocking its winter set with some Dunlop all seasons. But for the summer, it has some nice R1R semi-slicks, or well, not really semi-slicks, but high-performance street tires. And it handles like a dream when those tires are on. Up front, it used to have a Kevlar top fuel front lip, but we deemed it a little bit too the Fast and the Furious. So we replaced that with an original Type R lip. It still has a J's Racing intake duct. It has original window visors. We sourced that from Japan. It has folding mirrors. And pretty much other than that, it's stock Type R. Just like the front, the rear is mostly stock. As you can see, we've sourced the original mud flat front and rear. You can see it's really dirty, by the way, because it's been parked under a tree, but I'm going to clean this up as soon as I've made this video. I'm not going to show it to you any nicer than it already is, because yeah, that's how it is, right? It also has a diffuser. It had a Mugen catback exhaust, Mugen twin loop, which is really one of the best exhausts I've ever heard on a car. Well, the spoiler is actually a replica. It still needs to be painted. It's going to be painted real soon, but it's a replica. And people who know me know that I am not a big fan of replica items, but in this case, I am going to make an exception. You know, the story behind the spoiler is as follows. We ordered a real Mugen Gen 1 spoiler, and I still get pretty angry when I think about it. But the customs department in Holland, these lovely people that also lost all my K20 parts, opened up the spoiler, probably here somewhere, cut it open to see if there was drugs inside of it. And then they noticed there was no drugs inside of it, and then they threw everything away and they sent us a letter like, oh yeah, by the way, we opened your Mugen spoiler and we checked if there was drugs in it, and there was no drugs in it, and then we threw everything away. Well, Patrick tried to sue them, but to no avail. He lost. It was a very long case, and he ended up losing quite a lot of money. So then we ordered a second genuine Mugen exhaust. A second genuine spoiler. And what do you know? That one gets lost during shipment. So that was the second spoiler, roughly worth 800 euros. That was gone. So then Patrick said, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let's get a fake one and be done with it. We still have the original badges because somehow they kept the original badges from the first spoiler that was, yeah, fucked up. So we do have the original badges. Patrick says he does not want to have the Mugen badges on. I say that he should have put them on, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of it. And finally the interior. Well, obviously being a Type R, it has like these fake carbon fiber things. The one thing I really like, however, is the personal box. No smoking. Yeah, here even more fake carbon fiber stuff. Not a big fan of that, but you know, it's Type R. The steering wheel is going to be replaced because Patrick thinks, and I definitely agree with it, that it's not period correct enough. It's more of a drift steering wheel than it is a 90s steering wheel, so we're going to swap that out. And we are also going to repaint the Cusco Safety 21 roll cage. Some people might hate us for it, but it was stripped. It used to be stripped, but we managed to find the whole interior again, and we're going to put everything back. We're going to keep the cage, but we're going to build everything around the cage again, and everything's going to be put back to normal. And I'm not looking forward to put this back, but you know, the cage has to come out to be repainted anyway, so we're going to do it then. Alright, now that you guys are up to date on the Type R, I'd love to know your thoughts about it. Do you guys like Type Rs? Do you guys hate them? Either way, we're going to do a couple of things to it. Nothing too major because it's still a Type R. It's going to be painted in the future, but before that we're going to do a livery. I'm not going to tell what yet, but that's probably what we're going to do, well, first. Or we're going to put the interior back. Not quite sure just yet. So yeah, that was the video for today. I hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did. And subscribe if you want to see how this Integra turns out. And then hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.